So here you say Biden administration extends U.S. habit of interfering in other countries' domestic politics. Now it's threatening Israel with the ending of the special relationship between our two nations. As president, my support of Israel will be unconditional. Now, what do you mean when you say unconditional? Because I
Well,
immediately thought,
let
like,
me
so
say,
if Israel is going to drop a nuclear bomb, I mean, you don't even support America unconditionally. You're against the Iraq war, you're against Libya, you're against right now the Ukraine war. So you didn't support. So what did you mean by that?
I meant the special relationship that we have now, which Biden was threatening to end if the Israelis did not change a domestic policy about um, having to do with their judicial reform. Now, I want to say this: I am against that judicial reform. Israel has probably, well, not probably, but Israel has the best judiciary in the world. It's better than ours. It is more humane. It is the only country in the world that outright forbids torture, even in the ticking time bomb scenario. It's the only judiciary that's actually specifically addressed the ticking time bomb scenario. So you have a terrorist who you've caught, who knows there's a bomb that's going to kill tens of thousands of civilians, and the Israel judiciary has said even in that case you cannot torture him. No other judiciary in the world says that. The Israel judiciary has, there's I think 3 of the 12 Supreme Court justices are Palestinians. There are Palestinian judges all over, as there are legislatures, and it's guaranteed, full participation of Palestinians.
So that's actually something that I have been trying to look at all day long, and there is really nothing to support what he just said about there being 3 Palestinians on the judiciary. I mean, I'm open for correction of myself, but like I couldn't really find anything to support that, and it also seems like a lot from the rhetoric that I've seen over the years is that Israeli Palestinians, because that's essentially how they would be categorized, are very reticent to join the judiciary, so to become lawyers and kind of be part of that, because they would be part of a minority. And that's something that, like, if we were to look at that from like here in the United States, we don't have as many minorities within the legal system as we should and as we need to have, so that we have adequate representation. And part of that comes from like this good old boys crew that we continue to see in a lot of different areas of this country here. So it's kind of the same thing when you look at Israel and the way that their systems are run. They already are meant to run in the benefit for Israeli citizens versus Israeli Palestinians. And there's a lot of Palestinians, when you look at like Gaza, they are not given citizenship. They're not looked at as citizens. They're looked at as refugees within their own country. So that's like the one thing that he says about the judiciary that I don't agree with, and I haven't been able to find any evidence to support what he's saying. But if I'm wrong, I'll be happy to be corrected. And I do also want to say he's trying to act like the Supreme Court within Israel is this wonderful thing, that they're extremely balanced and even, and that is everything about that is categorically wrong. And I'm actually working on a video that should be coming out, if not tomorrow, definitely by this weekend, that is debunking this entire aspect of Israel not being an apartheid state, because Israel is an apartheid state. They meet all of the parameters of that. And one of those is related to the way that Palestinians are treated within the courts. And over like 95% of Palestinian cases are like, I'm trying to find it within my notes here, so I apologize, but it's like 95 to 97% of cases that go to the court that involve a Palestinian, nothing happens with them. There's never any type of reprimand that happens, especially if a crime has been committed against that Palestinian by an Israeli soldier or even by an Israeli Jewish citizen. So him trying to act like this Supreme Court is some, on high, wonderful thing is just kind of a load of BS.